Hi and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be doing the Manchester United versus Manchester City FA Cup final match preview slash combined 11. But as always when I do these big games I prefer to start with the combined 11, then move on to the basically my thoughts and predictions of how I thought the game is going to go. So yeah, let's get started with the Manchester United versus Manchester City combined 11. So as always, when it comes to my combined 11, I go according to players who are fit and available for their teams. So that automatically excludes players like Luke Shaw for Man United and Edison, who's out for the rest of the season. So we're basically only going to focus on players who are actually fit for the FA Cup final on Saturday. So yeah, in at number one, we've got Andre Onana for Manchester United. And then we've got Ortega for Manchester City. I think anyone who's been watching the channel knows by now that I'm not a fan of Andre Onana. Yeshua has been doing a decent job of late, but his shot stopping ability is still very, very low. It's quite poor if you ask me. So I'm going to go with Ortega. I think he's a better goalkeeper. Simple. But moving it on to right back, I think this one is also quite simple. I'm going to go with Kyle Walker for Man City. I'm gonna go with Kyle Walker. Moving it on to left back, I'm gonna go with Diogo Dalot. He can play either side, so he's just as comfortable on the left as he is on the right. So Dalot for me secures the left back slot rather. And then moving it on to the centre back partnership, it's quite simple. Man United centre backs have been either injured or not playing all this season, so I'm gonna go with them City defenders. I'm gonna go with Josko Gvardiol for the left centre back position. And then when it comes to the right centre-back position, I'm going to go with Ruben Diaz, who's also been a good defender for Man City this season. Moving on to the midfield, I feel this is quite tough for me. I'm trying not to be biased, so I'll try and be as fair as I possibly can. I'm going to go with a midfield three. In at number one in midfield, I'm going to go with Rodri. He's been a beast for Man City, man. I think he's been the best defensive midfielder in the league, not just this year, but for the past 2 or 3 years. So for me, Rodri gets the defensive midfielder slot. Next to him, Kevin De Bruyne, world-class player, of course. He also gets in there. And then the last slot, I just had to. It has to go to a Man United player. It was either going to go to Kobbie Mainoo or Bruno Fernandes. And I know Bruno had been starting to play well towards the end of the season for United, but I just can't leave Kobbie out of this midfield three, man. I think the boy is a superstar in the making. So for me, I know this might be an unpopular opinion, I get it, but I can't leave Kobbie out. So Kobbie completes the midfield for me. So it's a midfield three of Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, and Kobbie Mainoo. Moving it on to the front three, before people panic, Phil Foden is in this combined 11. He gets the right wing slot, because I've seen half the season Pep play him on the 10, and then half the other season he's playing as a right wing. So I decided to play Phil Foden at right wing. Moving on to the left wing, we've got Marcus Rashford for Manchester United, who, to be honest, has been absolutely piss poor for United throughout the season. Very, very bad form. He's even left out of the Euro squad by Gareth Southgate. So I don't know. He might. Maybe this will, give him a kick up the backside and give him some impetus to perform well against City in the derby in the FA Cup final. I mean, he's a big game player for us, but I have to go according to merit. He's been poor this season, very, very poor. So for me, Marcus Rashford does not make this combined 11. Neither does Garnacho. He hasn't been good enough this season, I'm sorry. Looking at Man City's options, Jack Grealish, another player I rate very, very highly. Very technical player, very good footballer. Hasn't been good enough this season, hasn't even played enough this season, so he can't get in either. So for me, the left wing slot is left to either Jeremy Doku or Amad Diallo for Man United. And I think, to be fair, we've seen, in as much as Amad hasn't played a lot this season, but when he's played for Man United, he's been quality. He's a good technical player, good ball retention, can go past his man, can score goals, can create assists, So for me, Amad Diallo secures the left wing slot. I know that might be a bit, I don't know. I know it might raise a few eyebrows, but like I said, Amad Diallo for me secures the left wing slot. And then in at number 9, we've got Erling Haaland as the striker for the game. So yeah, that completes my combined 11. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Do you disagree with any player? Do you feel I left anyone out who I shouldn't have, or vice versa? But yeah, anyways, let's move on to the rest of this match preview. Also, if you haven't already, guys, please like the video. If you're watching the video, you haven't already, like the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, also subscribe to the channel, and let's grow the channel even more. But yeah, let's keep on moving. When it comes to the match prediction and my thoughts as to how I think the game is gonna go, if it was a typical Premier League game whereby I know Man City wants to win so that they can get closer to winning the league title, I'd say City will just win. Simple as. But there's a big chance that this might be Erik Ten Hag's last game as a Man United manager. So I'd like to think he will want to go out, if he's getting sacked, he would like to go out with another trophy. Also, we've got some good news as Man United. I know we've got some players, apparently the likes of Martial, Lindelof, Varane are also back in training. We saw at least Martinez playing against Brighton on the weekend. So it looks like we've got most of our squad back. They're back in training. Ten Hag did say today in his press conference that he would assess them one more time in training tomorrow before the final to see which guys are going to be part of the main squad to play against City. So yeah, for me, we've got some injured players coming back, the likes of Martial. I'm very happy about that. I've always been a big fan of Anthony Martial. Of course, he hasn't lived up to the hype, but how many players have lived up to the hype at Man United, in the last 10 years? Very few, if any. But yeah, when it comes to my thoughts on how I think the game's going to go on Saturday, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. In fact, I think it's going to go either one of two ways. It's either going to be a very tight game or very close, like whereby whoever wins by a close score of like a 2-1 or a 3-2. Or I think it's going to be an absolute battering. Like Man United could easily get embarrassed in this game, man. We could get hit like 3-0, 4-0 by Man City. But if I'm being honest, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think United are going to do their typical nonsense which we've been doing throughout the season of just sitting back and letting the opposition have the ball and try to hit them on the counter, which this is the one game which I'll understand because it's an FA Cup final. Form goes out the window. It's a derby, Manchester derby, so anything can happen. These boys need to show some pride as well. They need to show some pride in the badge. Give something back to the fans. The fans have been behind you all season, even though you've been absolutely rubbish. So the same way we've given you support, you guys need to pay it back to us by performing, So what I need to see, I don't care how we play on Saturday, I'll be fair. Ten Hag, it's fine. This is the one game which I'll give you a pass. We can play as rubbish as we possibly can. I don't care. Even if City dominate us the whole game and we just score a last-minute winner, even if it goes through someone's hand, even if we rob them, VAR misses something, or we get a penalty last minute and we win after being dominated all season or all game, I wouldn't care. I just want the win. But like I said in my video, for those who haven't already, I did a video yesterday stating why I feel Erik Ten Hag needs to leave Manchester United. So go give it a watch if you haven't already. It's in the channel already. But as I said in the video, I stated that whether we beat Man City or whether we lose should not impact Ten Hag's future. The club need to go into the FA Cup final having already made a decision as to whether they're going to keep him or whether they're going to get rid of him. We cannot be doing this thing of saying, oh, if he beats Man City, he gets to say. Because we could play rubbish, but get a last-minute penalty and win. Then what? Are you going to keep him if it is rubbish? No. Make your decision before the final even comes. If he wins the game, come full-time, shake his hand, say thank you for everything, thank you for the trophy, but you're sacked. If he loses, again, look him in the eye, shake his hand, tell him he's sacked. But what I want to see on Saturday afternoon is Man United players who care for the badge, show some pride, play very well good football. Even if, it doesn't even have to be good football. Just play with pride, Anthony Martial, it's going to be your last game in a Man United shirt. Do something, bro. It will be poetic of you to just score a last-minute winner. Rafa Varane, I want to see a monstrosity of a performance. Pocket Haaland, if you can. You know, there's a lot of players who are playing for their futures here. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, if he plays, I'd like to see him lock a winger down for the last time as a Man United player, because there's a high chance he's going to leave. Scott McTominay, Harry Maguire, all these guys. If you guys find yourself on the pitch, just do the fans proud. You know, give it your all, and hopefully we'll win. Like I said, I don't care how we do it. Even if we're rubbish the whole game, of course it'll be frustrating to watch. I'll be frustrated. I'm a fan. I want to see good football. Hence, I'm saying Ten Hag needs to go. So, if we play rubbish but win, no complaints from my side. I'll take it. And then get rid of Ten Hag. Let's get a new manager. And yeah, happy days. But anyways, those are my thoughts on tomorrow's game. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I didn't give an actual score prediction. There's always the hard part. There's the hard aspect. Then there's the head aspect. So my heart tells me Man United are going to win the game somehow, by hook or by crook. I think it's going to be goals flying in, because neither side is really good defensively, to be honest. United are rubbish defensively, and so are Man City. So I think my heart says Man United are going to win 3-2. We're going to win the derby by 3 goals to 2. But then my head, screw what the head is saying. I'm just going to go with the heart. I'm a Man United fan. Hopefully we win the game, even though I want Ten Hag to go. Let's win the game and then set Ten Hag. So I'm going to go with my head, with what my heart is predicting. I think Man United are going to win the game 3-2 in normal time. We won't even go to extra time. In normal time, we'll win 3-2. Goal scorers, I can see a goal for maybe Bruno Fernandes, maybe Rafa Varane or Casemiro, you know. But I'd love a last-minute winner from Anthony Martial, man. Just, he's a cult hero. He's not a legend of the club, but he is a cult hero. 50 million down the drain as Tony Martial scores again. Hopefully I'm singing that come Saturday afternoon. But yeah, those are my thoughts until tomorrow, until Saturday's game rather, and how I think it's going to go. So yeah, let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Do you agree with my combined 11? Do you agree with my prediction? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. But other than that, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys soon. So up the Reds. Come on, United.